a black person in America is actually in our mother's stomachs, because 50% of black deaths a year in America is abortion currently. I mean, I can keep going, but I want to make it, hey.
Now, Kanye, come on now, Kanye. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? So when we talk about abortion as it relates to black women, there's always people putting out misinformation, statistics that are completely wrong. And because Kanye is Kanye and he's been going viral lately, a lot of people are, listening to him, or some people are even saying he's off his rocker. That's neither here or there. Kanye did put out completely wrong statistics about abortion. And so I wanted to come on here and make a video to clear up the misconception, to clear up the false statistics, and also to point out 3 other things. So the first thing I want to do is what I just said, clear up the misconceptions about black women as it relates to abortion. I also want to provide the actual leading cause of death among black men and women. And then I want to talk just a little bit about the birth mortality rate, because I believe that that is what Kanye was attempting to provide statistics for. However, the mortality rate, which is women who die during childbirth, in some states can be upwards of 50. I'm not for sure if that's what he was trying to do or not, but I'm assuming, because that's the only statistic that was even closely related to what he stated. So stay tuned while I go ahead and give you guys a breakdown of the actual the actual abortion statistics. Okay, so first let's start out by giving what the data says about abortion. There are 2 major organizations that report on abortion statistics. One of the organizations we all know is the CDC, Centers for Disease Control. The other one is the Guttmacher Institute. Okay, now so let's look at how the data is gathered. The CDC gathers figures voluntarily reported by the central health agencies of the vast majority of states. So basically what that means is you got like hospitals and clinics and everything like that. Those who do the abortions, they report those figures to the state, and then the state in turn reports those figures to the CDC. Okay, that's pretty much how it goes with a lot of different things that's reported to the CDC. The other institution or organization is the Guttmacher Institute, which gathers their information from contacting every known provider of abortion, such as clinics, hospitals, physician offices, so on and so forth. Now, here we have the breakdown. Okay, so according to the CDC, their 2019 statistics, they are based on the reporting of 29 states. So that basically means that 29 states reported their statistics to them. And they are as follows. 38% of abortions are done by black women. 33% of abortions are done by white women, 21 by Hispanic women, and 7 by other. Also, 85% of abortions are done by unmarried women, and 15% are done by married women. Okay, so I also wanted to notate the most common types of abortion. According to the CDC, they divide their abortion figures up into 2 different categories. One is surgical abortions at 56%, and that's just an overall percentage that is not broken down by race. The next one is a medication abortions at 44%. So as you guys can see, there is not too much of a difference. But surgical abortions is basically when the woman go into, the clinic or, the doctor's office or wherever, and they basically surgically perform the procedure. Medication abortions is when they give you a pill, the woman takes the pill, and then the pill basically helps her with the process of abortion. I think the pill has to be prescribed. I'm not for sure. I did not see that when I was doing my research, but I'm pretty sure if you guys are interested in knowing that, you can probably just easily look it up. Also, they had it broken down into different ages. So 57% of abortions are done by women in their 20s. 31% of abortions are done by women in their 30s, and 4% of abortions are done by women in their 40s. And then, of course, you have teens who, at 9% between the ages of 13 and 19, who also have abortions as well. And again, these figures are just an overall, these particular figures are not broken down by race, but they do hold value to this particular conversation because, as we all know, African American women make up only about 7% of the population. So that kind of gives you guys a little bit to go on. So now here we also have a chart, and this chart basically is giving you guys a view of the decrease across the board with abortion. So as you guys can see, I believe that's 1990 and in the year 1990, abortion for women was at its highest. According to these figures here, it was at 1.6 million. Okay. And they have been tracking abortion according to this chart here since the 1970s. It did not say whether or not they have been tracking it by race because again, this particular chart is just an overall chart, so it's everybody. It's not just Black women. But again, this again kind of gives you more context to the conversation because you know so many times when people quote abortion as it relates to Black women or abortions within the Black community, it's always it's always skewed. It's always wrong, incorrect. It's like way off, and I'm not sure why that is done. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's like they're quoting something really old. I don't ever remember a time, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. And please feel free to actually tag in the resource, the credible resource, not something, not some little meme from somebody's page that they made up, like an actual credible resource where someone reported that abortion within the Black community was at 50%. That is incorrect. Not sure why Kanye did that. Because it's just so way off. It's way off. 38 and 50% is a big difference. All right. So yeah. So this is just an overall, as you guys can see, it has been decreasing and it may decrease a lot more, being that in many states now, they have cracked down on abortion. And that's a whole nother conversation within itself. Okay, so I also wanted to talk about the leading causes of death. I wanted to give you guys the actual statistics. And as you guys can see, because in that same interview, Kanye did mention that the leading cause of death for Black children is abortion. And that's just not true. So as you guys can see here, I did both men and women. So this is the chart for women. These are the most recent statistics by the CDC. I got this right off of the CDC website. They have it broken down into age group. I'm not going to, go over all of that because you guys can see it on the screen. But what I will say is that the most, the top leading cause for women, as you guys can see, Black women in particular. Okay, so this is broken down by both race and age. As you guys can see, it says cancer at 29.2%. The runner up is heart disease at 27.3%. And in third place, it's unintentional injuries, 26.9%. All right. If you go on down, ranking number 2, it has homicide at 15.1%. And it goes on down to, other things, birth defects at 6.7%. Okay, so That's for the women. Let's go into the men, okay? Okay, so again, I don't need to go over everything. I already went over that. This is the men. This is black men. The leading cause for men, and it ranks 1, 2, 3. And it has the years and the age. So the leading cause for men ages 1 through 19 is homicide. Let me repeat that, you guys. Homicide. And this is probably more black men killing other black men between the ages, or black people, because it says 1 through 19. Killing other other black men at 35.1%. So you are more likely to die at the hands of another black man than you are anything else. That is the leading cause for ages 1 through 19. When you go to the next age group, 20 through 24 years, same thing, homicide at 26.1%. All right. For men ages 45 to 64, it's 27.1%. And then I'm not going to go through the rest, but I just want to point that out because, again, people are always quoting or misquoting, misleading statistics and figures and numbers, and it really upsets me because as black people, the group of black people, the population of black people, many times we don't check. I know I used to not. I know that I would listen to people and trust that what they were putting out was true and honest, and that it was not misleading because they quote unquote cared about the black community. But what I found was that it was a bunch of hogwash. So, us as a community, we really many times do not do our due diligence and do our own research and actually look stuff up. And we'll just take stuff when people say it. So, Kanye saying what he said, there are so many people that probably took those statistics and ran with it. And it was so far off. It was so untrue. It was so incorrect. And this is why I wanted to create this video. And this is why I will continue to create videos that are going to basically put out there the real statistics, because I'm tired of people lying. I'm tired of people misquoting and misleading the black community with false statistics or statistics that have been taken out of context that they themselves know for a fact that the statistics are just not real. Right? And you have to know how to actually read statistics to know how to put them in the right context. So on that note, that's all I have. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please go into the comment section and let me know. Like I said, I will put in the description box all of the sources that I pulled these from. And really, it was only a few. It was the CDC, and then it was a Pew research. So, but yeah, I'll put that in the description if anybody want to go to the sites yourself and look it up for yourself. And like I said, let's get in the comment section and tell me your thoughts. Sorry, you guys, I'm talking really fast. Also, if you are new to the channel, please don't be afraid to come back. I will continue to put out pretty good content, and I hope you guys are doing well and enjoy the rest of your day.